Hi guys, it's Linda here from the Smart Travelista. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to navigate dining out while traveling when you have a food allergy. So eating in restaurants can be a minefield for those of us with food allergies, especially when traveling. The reason for this is because other people are preparing the food. So there's a really high risk of coming into contact with foods that you're allergic to. So as you know, I'm a passionate traveler, but I also suffer from food allergies. So here are my top tips for navigating eating out so that you don't get sick. So if you have a food allergy, ring the restaurant ahead of time. So what I normally do is I will ring them and just check whether they can accommodate your food allergy. So nowadays, restaurants are pretty good. They understand that people have got food allergies, so they're pretty good and they will accommodate you with your food allergy. But it's always really, really good to check ahead of time. And then that way, when you arrive and they say that they can't do it, then that avoids that situation. When you arrive, give them another friendly reminder about your food allergy. So remind the person who's taking the order, ask them what is actually in the meal if you can. And if they're not aware of what's in the food that the meal that you've ordered, get them to ask the chef because the chef is the one cooking it and they'll know exactly what ingredients are in the food. Yeah, so be careful because usually the waiter or the server probably won't know. Um, they might know if there's been other people with allergies asked the same question, but you're just not sure whether that's going to be the case. What I would also do is explain to them really strongly that if you eat a specific food that you may end up in hospital. So if you've got a really serious food allergy, which results in anaphylaxis, then that could be the outcome of what happens. Watch out for cross-contamination. So cross-contamination can be a problem in restaurants. So when I say cross-contamination, it's when someone prepares a meal with the food that you're allergic to without washing it and then cooking your meal with still the residue of that food in the utensils. So for instance, if you've got a lactose allergy and the chef has used butter in one of his meals and then cooks your meal straight away, then you're going to be at high risk of having an allergic reaction. This is a really big one, and you have to be brave to ask this one, but ask for the pan and the utensils to be washed. So I have asked for this. You might get a really crazy look back at you for asking this, but again, it's if they can, ask them to wash the utensils and just explain to them, if I get contact with this food, I will be really, really sick. So just really stress that. Now, all of these things you may feel like you're asking too much, but if your health's at risk, any request in your opinion would be acceptable. Will it be acceptable to them? Maybe not, but they're not the ones that are going to get the reaction from the food. If you suspect food ingredients may have been in contact with the food allergen, you're better off avoiding the food altogether. So if they can't guarantee that the allergen hasn't been in contact with your meal, then you're better off not eating it. Another thing that I do, just as like a double and triple check, actually smell the meal when it arrives before you eat it. So if you're allergic to a food, your nose is going to be really tuned in to that smell because you have to avoid it. By smelling it, you might actually be able to save yourself, some bad reactions. So it's worth doing. And I always smell. Again, smelling the food is pleasurable as well because you're smelling it before you're about to eat it. So, there's two reasons to smell the food. And also, I suppose the main theme here really is when eating out at restaurants, let the restaurant know ahead of time. that you have a food allergy. You may feel like you're repeating yourself and you may feel like you're being a broken record, but it's so important to communicate your dietary requirements. So you want to know more about this topic? Well, I have a really fantastic book called The Smart Traveller's Guide, How to Travel with Food Allergies, which is available on Amazon. So more information will be in the links below. I hope you've enjoyed these travel tips, especially if you suffer from food allergies. Hit the subscribe button now, as I have so much more coming that you don't want to miss. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.